Just hitting 9:30 here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. I'm Jane Monreal, where we bring you the latest local, state, and national, as well as world headlines to you as they come into the newsroom, as well as live interviews and conversations. Right now, we are scheduled to have one as we head into what is expected to be the busiest decade for travel in American history. It's dubbed the mega decade, projected to be a once-in-a-generation tourism boom, fueled by events like FIFA World Cup. We have America's 250th anniversary, and of course the Olympics, which you can see right here on WCNC Charlotte. Joining me right now, Regina Lewis, consumer analyst and travel industry expert. Hi, Regina. Good morning to you.
Hello. Thank you.
So there's this new poll, right, from U.S. Travel Association showing what travelers want in this mega decade of travel. What are your takeaways from this?
Well, it's really interesting. They did a deep dive, and what struck me the most is how receptive people are to cutting edge technology, especially if it speeds things up. And I have to tell you, Charlotte is really on the front end of this. So when I look at it nationwide, Charlotte really is out in front with the use of things like biometrics, which means it's facial recognition, or 3D CT scanning for your luggage, which is the medical equivalent of a CAT scan for your carry-on. And because it is such an international hub, it is really in an enviable position to capitalize on the mega decade of travel.
Yeah, just having gone through Charlotte Douglas and going through the facial recognition myself, I was like, oh, wow, all right, go Charlotte Douglas, doing your thing.
Yeah.
So travelers want efficiency, they want speed. Talk to us about this mega decade of travel. Explain to us what this is and what the boom can actually be.
Sure. So what's happening is the convergence of multiple trends. Over the next 5 years, the kinds of volume that we are accustomed to seeing around holidays, think right now, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, in roughly 5 years, that would be the new norm, just based on demographic trends and the appetite for experiences over things. Demographics play right into that. Then layer on top of it, the U.S. hosting a series of global events. You spelled them out at the top. Now big gets bigger. So what's happening at Charlotte, and hence the capital investment that you've witnessed firsthand, is a readiness exercise, right? We don't need to stress test it anymore. Now we need to scale it and have the infrastructure to make busy manageable, because it's going to be the new norm. And I'm sure you have a savvy sense for this, make no mistake, states and airports compete for tourism in Charlotte alone, right? It accounts for visitors, $9 billion with a B in annual spending. 1 out of 9 jobs are related to hospitality. So that's incredibly significant. And heading into this summer, which is the official start of the mega decade of travel, just imagine the position Charlotte is in if you can capture some of those people coming into this country. International travelers spend 8x, 8 times more than domestic travelers. They come into Charlotte, maybe they're headed to a game, and while Charlotte isn't a host city, it's very much embraced soccer. If they stayed an extra day and around events, people coming in from other countries tend to make those multi-city, they do something called event stacking, right? They're here, they're going to do multiple things. So if you can take that layover, and Charlotte Regional Tourism is certainly trying for this, and get them to stay a couple of days, just imagine the upside.
Yeah, no, we are excited to see that in this growing city with so much to do as well. So, looking at the elements of what can happen at the airport to make things smarter and faster, how are people feeling about the screenings, the facial recognition, the AI, if you will?
Yeah. Well, I think that was the biggest takeaway from the survey, is people are really saying bring it, especially, obviously safety is a must, but speed matters. And when you are talking about the difference between twice as fast, it sounds like you have some firsthand experience. My new favorite is TSA PreCheck touchless ID. So a lot of people familiar with TSA PreCheck, the familiar green check mark. Now there's something called the touchless ID version. American Airlines piloted it in Charlotte, and all you have to do is take a picture of your passport on your airline app. It takes 2 minutes. And then you will see both a facial icon next to that pre-check, and boom, you're in that lane. And I've tested it lots of places. That's nearly empty. So an incredible thing to take advantage of. I'd encourage anybody home looking ahead to the new year, do that now. You only have to do it once and it'll work every time.
All right, very good. You have a top tip for 2026 travel going into a busy decade?
Well, I love your attitude about it. I do think we want to be hospitable, right? The U.S. has a vested interest in meeting this moment in time. I think you use AI for travel planning. You mentioned that as well. If you're not up for it, find the nearest young person and then watch for lounges to have a bigger and bigger role. It just happened in our house. My son said, can you take me to the airport now? And I thought, your flight's not till this evening. Is it me? Why do you want to leave early? And then I looked, hanging out at the lounge. So what's going to start to happen, and Charlotte has 6 of them, is the airports themselves are going to become destinations. And that's why you see an airport renaissance across the country.
I do enjoy a good airport lounge, I gotta say. All right, Regina Lewis, a good deal as people are getting excited. And hopefully that optimism is when we go through the long lines at TSA, because not everyone's going to be pre-check. But when we're there traveling, and hopefully it's
getting faster.
For good times, getting faster. Appreciate your time this morning. Appreciate you.
All right, take care.
You too. And we'll be right back here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus.